You are now running wild with the most underrated wrestling podcast in the world, WellsMania Podcast. I'm your host, the Kyle Wells, aka WellsMania. Thank you to all of you who subscribe to the WellsMania YouTube channel and follow WellsMania Podcast wherever it is on whatever social media platform that you prefer. WellsMania is there running wild for you. And before I invite my two special guests on for episode 195 of WellsMania Podcast, I just wanted to say thank you again to hey there, the Ope three-way. Brandon and Pierce ran wild with me for a very special weekend episode of WellsMania Podcast. Listen, I got a kid coming. I don't know how much time I'm going to have recording WellsMania Podcast, so I'm pumping out the content as much as I can while I have the time that I've got. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So thank you to the Ope three-way for running wild with me. And if you have yet to subscribe to the Ope three-way podcast, what the hell are you waiting for? Go subscribe, follow them everywhere. They're running wild on all the social media platforms. And since I'm shouting out people, I'm going to shout out this guy, Van Vliet. Van Vliet. That's right. He is a wrestling content creator. He's on Instagram. He's got a lot of followers. He's on the TikTok. He does a lot of watch-alongs. He streams. He posts all sorts of funny content. He talks about the merch that comes out. He's also a musician. I did not know this. I actually stumbled upon his Spotify page. So go check out Van Vliet on Spotify and go follow him on all the social medias. Also, Shabazz Morningstar. He's also a wrestling content creator. He just had a baby girl, so I've been really getting excited watching all of his content that he's been creating with his baby girl, because I'm going to be doing that with my baby boy when he gets here. So Shabazz Morningstar, thank you for inspiring this soon-to-be dad. All right, now let's bring him on, my very special guest for this episode, the WWE Human Encyclopedia, Jared Giles, and Stone Payne Productions.
Stone Payne's apparently out of nature today.
Is that, and there's a cameo right there. Is that Zeus?
Yes, it is. Zeus.
Zeus.
He's ignoring me.
He's no selling. Yeah, Payton, you are outside the Smash Mouth Arena for this episode of WellsMania Podcast.
I am. I apologize if you hear stuff in the background. We're getting some work done inside, and I figured at least that the outside noise would be better than hammers and drills going off. So,
hey, you know what? I was a big fan of Home Improvement back in the 90s, so I'm cool. I'm cool with the little bit of little hammer and nails. Yeah, fellas, what a wild past weekend we had with professional wrestling. Did you guys? Well, I know Payton, you got up early to go running a marathon. So before we get to Crown Jewel reactions, how was your 5K marathon?
Easy. 5K ain't nothing. I do that on a daily almost anyway. So didn't even break a sweat.
It still threw me off that you were running in a 5K marathon during Crown Jewel. I was not, I did not have that on my bingo card.
Yes. Light work.
Oh, speaking of light work, apparently I am light work to King Coley in the Snaps and Straps promo content creator tournament.
Let's talk about that disrespect.
Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, Jared, have you been following along with this Snaps and Straps promo tournament?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so yeah,
over the last 2 years that it's been going on.
At least.
It feels like it, man. This feels like the longest tournament of all tournaments. It might be a Guinness World Record for longest tournament of all time. Now, Payton and I are on two sides of the bracket in this tournament, with the ultimate destination of him and I meeting each other in the championship. But before we can get there, we have to go through our current opponents. And Payton, you're going up against Turnbuckle Topics.
Yeah.
And my opponent
at least he responded to me with an actual promo.
Yeah. My opponent is King Coley. So I think I threw off King Coley with my first promo that I threw out there to get him and I's matchup going. I actually got on the mic threw out some bars, took some cheap shots at King Coley that landed. And you want to know what he did to come back at me?
Didn't he have his kid?
Yes, he used his kid.
His kid cut a promo on you
to do a knock joke. He set up his kid for a WellsMania who exactly. Dude, do you not realize that I'm underrated for a reason? Like, no one knows who I am. So the fact that you had to use a corny elementary knock joke using your elementary kid to really come back at me, that was light work right there. Old WellsMania is over here putting in the hard work, and King Coley's over there just goofing around. So I decided to do another response video, and I went ruthless aggression on King Coley. I've been showing more of a heel side of WellsMania, and people have really been enjoying the heel side of WellsMania, Payton being one of them. Payton's a big advocate of a heel WellsMania. So I finally got King Coley's attention, and he cut this promo in his bedroom in black and white, pulling a Payne Productions. And I really didn't listen to too much of what he had to say, because it just was like, what? How are you in this tournament, King Coley? And how did you get this far in this tournament? Like, I get it. You've got 41.1 thousand followers. It seems like you're buddy with the host of Snaps and Straps. Is he doing you a favor? Is that why you're in this tournament and you've gotten this far?
Seems things are getting heated between WellsMania and King Coley.
Dude, I'm just saying, like,
I'd have to put that in the Smash Mouth Arena there behind you.
Yeah. I mean, apparently King Coley is maybe a wrestler. I'm not sure. He does claim that he won a championship belt in some wrestling promotion. So I went ahead and just issued the challenge. I mean, yeah, the Snaps and Straps is great and all, but why don't you put your title on the line? And I'll put mine on the line, and we'll do a little title for title, anytime, any place, anywhere, King Coley. And I don't even know where King Coley lives, but I'm here in the great state of Indiana. You're looking right behind Payne. Right in that building is the Smash Mouth Arena, where I also won another championship. I was the second ever WWT World Champion, Payton being the first. But I'm the current reigning Upstart Pro Champion. I've actually
1 year.
Yeah, I just celebrated my 1 year reign a couple of days ago. So, King Coley, listen, you can text all your buddies. You can use whatever kid you can find. You can manipulate all of your followers into getting them to think that you're something that you're not. But the real McCoy is looking right here into this camera. If you want some, come get some. So anytime, King Coley, WellsMania versus King Coley, title for title, Smash Mouth Arena. I don't know where you live, bro, but Indiana, that's where you can find me. So yeah, the Snaps and Straps tournament is going. Who knows when the Final Four will be revealed.
I heard 2027, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to come out with that new Avengers movie.
We are definitely probably going to get GTA 6 before the end of the Snaps and Straps tournament. Usually it's the other way around. We got all this before GTA 6, but I think we're going to get GTA 6 before the Snaps and Straps tournament ends. But yeah,
is it raining where you are, Payton? Because you keep looking up.
Because literally since I've sat here, 6 planes have gone right over my house.
Tremendous.
I thought maybe you were seeing like UFOs or something.
No, it's just I'm like, the one time I sit out here, 6 jumbo jets fly right above my house.
Yeah. But yeah, the Snaps and Straps tournament, I am having a lot of fun with it. I'm just ready to already beat King Coley so I can focus on who my opponent will be in the final four. There's no reason why King Coley should beat me other than being buddy buddies with the host of the tournament. Let's face it. Like his promos absolutely suck compared to
Oh,
mine. I mean, how is he better than me? Like
well,
have you guys watched his promos?
I've watched all the ones that he's put out so far, and he's taken a different approach to you than every other person he's faced thus far in the tournament. Everyone else, he did these like rap videos and stuff, and then with you, he didn't even cut a promo. So that first one he put out, I was like, I get what he was going for just like the "who are you? You're a nobody" disrespect angle, but this is a promo tournament, and the winner is who can cut the best promo. And a really quick disrespect 10-second video is not a promo. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was very lackluster on his part.
He is overrated where I am underrated. And in this promo content creator tournament, I have actually cut promos, whereas he has done one corny knock knock joke and then some follow up saying that he's paying for my light bills. King Coley, you don't pay for my light bills. I pay for my own light bills. So I don't know what the hell are you even doing in this tournament? I just don't understand why you're
Well,
here. But
and another thing too, it's funny how, you and me are the first ones that have to fire the shots in these rounds. And in our opponents, like Turnbuckle Topics or King Coley or the schmoes we beat in the last round, they have to wait and then do their little rebuttals. It's easy to rebuttal someone when you sit around and wait for 6 days after the first person does their promo so you can write something to try to make yourself sound better.
yeah, you're not wrong. So I'm really curious to see what King Coley comes back, because I sent another promo at him after he told me that I couldn't pay for the light bill. I sent a follow-up to that and I haven't heard from him since. So we'll see. But that is the Snaps and Straps promo content creator tournament. You can follow the Real Belt Collector, and you can follow the Real Belt Collector on Instagram and Snaps and Straps on TikTok. If you want to see Payton's, you can go to Stone Payne Productions on his TikTok and Instagram, and you can follow WellsMania on my TikTok and Instagram. That is where all the promos are running wild. Now let's go back to Saturday morning with breakfast with WWE. Jared, what did you eat for breakfast, brother?
I wound up getting a chocolate chip muffin.
Oh, okay.
And some chocolate milk.
The chocolate on chocolate. I like that. I like that a lot. I did go with my stack of pancakes. Shout out to my wife though. I had no I had no intentions on her making my breakfast, but she got up as I was getting set up with my live stream. She got in the kitchen and started making me pancakes. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Thank you very much. So I had a nice fat stack of pancakes and then went on the live stream for my WellsMania TikTok, which Payton, you were right, man. It was rowdy early in the morning. I didn't realize there would be so many people in my TikTok live watching Crown Jewel with me. But man, that was a good time. And the show was great. You talk about a bounce back from WrestlePalooza. I didn't hear hardly anybody complaining about Crown Jewel. Did you guys hear anybody complaining about the show?
I mean, you're always going to have complainers. It could be the greatest show ever produced. You're going to have people that complain, but not as many complainers as WrestlePalooza.
The big thing I saw, and it could just be my algorithm, was people wanted the Tiffany Stephanie match to have more time. They felt that felt a little rushed. That was the biggest complaint I could see about the show. I kept seeing about the show.
Gotcha. And if the only complaint was a timing issue, I mean, that's not a lot. That's not a lot to complain about. I went 5-0 with my predictions. I did not miss one single match, which is always a really cool thing to pull off for any WWE PLE. How did you guys do with your predictions?
I got all but one. The only one I missed was the street fight.
I think I went.
No
I think I went
kangaroos, by the
3-2.
way.
No,
What was your record, Jared?
I think I went 3-2. I had the Kabuki Warriors, and they wound up losing, and then I went Tiffany over Steph.
Yeah. Every match was great. I thought from the beginning to the end of the show, every match flowed and everyone put on. Obviously, the match of the night for me was John Cena versus AJ Styles. What was your guys' favorite match on the card?
Oh, AJ and Cena was the match of the night. That was one of the matches of the year. It may have been the match of the year. I mean, it's going to be very hard to top that. Like when it was over, I was like, AJ Styles should just call it quits now. I mean, how do you top that? Like I know he probably wants to make it to WrestleMania, but I don't know, man. That was almost a perfect way to go out.
Yeah, that was a certified instant classic. And I think what made this match such a fun one to watch were all the tributes that John Cena and AJ Styles did in this match. And I got a list in front of me, and then I'm going to ask you guys, what was your favorite tribute that you saw in this match?
I'm curious to see if you get one of the tributes right, because there's one tribute that everyone is misidentifying, and I'm curious to know if you also misidentified it.
Well, I'm just reading friend of the WellsMania podcast, Sean Ross Sapp, your boy, Sean Ross Sapp. He put this tweet out. John Cena and AJ Styles paid tribute to a lot of wrestlers that helped their careers in their WWE Crown Jewel match. Samoa Joe, Chris Jericho, Rusev, Christopher Daniels, The Miz, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, The Undertaker, Frankie Kazarian, Shawn Michaels, Sting, and they also teased a 619 from John Cena that unfortunately got cut off by AJ Styles. Now, is Sean Ross Sapp missing one, Payton?
Yes, he is.
Who's he missing?
Everyone is assuming that the choke slam John Cena hit was a tribute to The Undertaker, and it was not. The tombstone, definitely tribute to The Undertaker. The choke slam, I am 99% certain, was John Cena's tribute to his very first ever WrestleMania opponent, The Big Show. Because the way he did the choke slam is literally the same way The Big Show hits the choke slam, where he would pick him up and then drop down to his knees with the choke slam. And Big Show wrestled Cena at 2 WrestleManias. Cena won his very first singles championship against the Big Show, his first WrestleMania opponent. Why would John Cena not pay tribute to the Big Show when he had such a massive impact on John Cena's career?
Well, it's the Big Show. You know what? Now that you mention that, that makes all the sense in the world. Jared, you agree with that?
There's a lot. I think that there's a good indication that, he probably did shout out the Big Show.
I do have some Big Show news here in a little bit, but I want to ask you guys, what was your favorite tribute? Because we've been seeing John do this in his last few matches, but now you've got AJ Styles doing it as well, because AJ's time is running out. So anything you can do, I can do better, back and forth between the two was just incredible. I mean, AJ paying homage to the TNA guys, and obviously John Cena paying homage to the WWE guys. So what was your guys' favorite tribute?
The tombstone. That was the chef's kiss finish to that match. It was the perfect tribute callback finish to finish that match, especially being that AJ Styles was the final opponent of The Undertaker. It fit perfectly. The Tombstone is renowned by many to be the best finisher of all time. So for that to be the nail in the coffin of that match, followed
Ooh,
up by
pun intended.
followed up by the attitude adjustment, there wouldn't have been a better finish to that match.
Yeah, I popped when The Undertaker, or I'm sorry, when John Cena hit the Tombstone pile driver, paying homage to The Undertaker. I popped for that because, like you, Payton, I'm like, man, that is cinema right there, because that was The Undertaker's final opponent was AJ Styles. So it was nice full circle moment there. What about you, Jared? What was your favorite tribute in the Styles Cena match?
Oh, I mean, the finish that, as you said, was great. Mine was personally the Sister Abigail and and then the crowd reacting with the fireflies, and then John kind of looking up like that one was for you, Bray. And then I thought that was a cool moment, and it just was really unexpected. I didn't expect a Sister Abigail from John Cena, I guess.
Yeah, and you're right, man. The cherry on the top, the Perth, Australia crowd bringing the Fireflies back to life once again, and John really taking in that moment. I had goosebumps. I had chills watching that. My favorite tribute was the Walls of Jericho. Seeing Cena put Styles in the Walls of Jericho, I popped really loud for that, and it kind of makes me wonder, is Chris Jericho coming back to WWE sooner rather than later? Because we lost Payton, but
I saw that.
Maybe we'll get him back, because Chris Jericho, I'm sure you've been seeing this on Chris Jericho's TikTok, but he's been talking a lot about his time in WWE. So I'm thinking that Y2J might be coming back to WWE very soon, hopefully.
First of all, can you hear me?
Yes. Are you okay over there, Payton?
Yeah, I did for I got a spam call and it kicked me out of the chat.
Gotcha. Yeah.
No, Jericho 100% is coming back. He's been teasing it way too much. I mean, did you see he just posted something like he posted a snapshot of his last return, I think. Like he's going to come back. It makes all the sense in the world for him to have one last run in the WWE and then retire there. I mean, I don't think he wants to retire into AEW. You know, I mean, he can get paid to say that by Tony Khan all day long. But at the end of the day, Y2J needs to be in the WWE and go into the WWE Hall of Fame. So I am predicting a Jericho return in the Royal Rumble. I think that's where it goes down.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, John Cena's first WWE PLE match was against Chris Jericho. I'm pretty sure, Jared, is that accurate?
Yes, Vengeance 2002.
So, I mean, we talk about this a lot. How fitting would it be if Chris Jericho was John Cena's final opponent, his first opponent and his last opponent? Would you guys be okay with John Cena versus Chris Jericho?
I would be okay with that. I would be fine with that match.
I mean, I think it would be very kind of unexpected because no one's really throwing Chris Jericho's name out there. We're getting a lot of Edge. We're getting a lot of Gunther.
Can we stop with the Edge talk, please?
God, I don't know. I don't know why that was ever a thing.
Like legitimately, and I'm going to say this just because I want to make Jared mad. There's more chance of The Rock being John Cena's final opponent.
There we got it. Got it in. Got it in this episode.
You knew it was coming.
Had to.
No, but I'm being serious. There's at least The Rock's not tied down to another company's contract.
I completely agree with you on this aspect.
Hey, also The Rock just did an interview on the Kelsey podcast where he kind of made a nod to potentially wanting to be John Cena's last opponent. So
Yes, he did.
there is more a chance The Rock being John Cena's last opponent than Edge. I think people need to stop setting themselves up for the disappointment because it's not going to be Edge. I just don't see a universe in which it's possible.
Now, I did run a poll on WellsMania Twitter. Who should John Cena's final opponent be? And 57% voted for The Rock. He took over this poll. I put the choices were The Rock, Edge, Gunther, and other. And The Rock absolutely dominated this poll. So, I mean,
and let me be clear, I don't think it's going to be The Rock either. I still believe it's going to be Gunther. But there's no way it's Edge. I mean, Jared, maybe when does Edge's contract with AEW expire?
Edge's contract would be up, I believe, in early next month. However, he got injured very shortly after his debut, and he was out for 6 months. So they could obviously add injury time to his contract.
And Tony Khan, let's be real, Tony Khan is a petty enough person. He's not going to want Edge to be John Cena's last opponent. Like, he's not going to want that for the WWE. So he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that does not happen. Because that's the kind of person that Tony Khan is. So it's not going to be. Jericho, maybe. The Rock, very slim chance. Gunther, I feel like the most likely. I don't know if you've heard this, Kyle, but I've been hearing some reports that apparently there's thought of maybe doing a tournament building up to that show, and the winner of the tournament will get to be John Cena's final opponent. Not a terrible idea. I think that could work.
Yeah, I actually have heard those rumors, and I actually have a really cool idea about it. So shout out to March Madness right here. We need a John Cena's final opponent selection show. Okay. So I'm talking about John Cena with WWE cameras and maybe even, WellsMania in there hosting it. But John puts together a bracket of opponents that he would like to face for his final match. And if he throws in The Rock in there, give me The Rock in this tournament. So I'm just saying, if they did a tournament to determine who John Cena's final opponent will be, I think that'd be a really fun idea. Now, obviously, The Rock is not going to be in this tournament because I actually think this would make much more sense. Whoever wins the tournament will be billed as John Cena's final opponent. But we all know when John beats whoever that is, because John will win his final match. I know a lot of people will be like, "That's not how it works, WellsMania. John gonna go out on his back."
It would be very much like John Cena to not go out on his back.
John will not go out on his back. He will win his final match in his career. And because when he beats whoever, Gunther, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, whoever his opponent is, it doesn't matter because the final boss, The Rock, will come out and say you can't retire until you go through the final boss for the final time in a lifetime. It makes way too much sense because the final boss, final, the word final.
So then he's going to be, since you just said he's not going to lose his last match, he's then going to beat The Rock.
He's going to beat The Rock, and he's going to ride off into the sunset.
So The Rock's going to come back as the final boss to lose to John Cena as a surprise after he's already wrestled.
You're damn right.
That makes no sense for Dwayne Johnson at all.
Because
get out of here.
The Rock knows.
No-sold WrestleMania.
The Rock knows he owes us one. He owes us this.
And that's when he wins the Rumble in Saudi and goes on to WrestleMania this year.
He owes
sure.
us one. He owes John Cena nothing.
He can go win the Rumble next year. Fine. I don't care. But as far as John Cena's final match, you have got to come back You've got to right the wrong of you ghosting everybody, and you got to put John Cena over one
But why?
final
Here's my
time.
good. Why does John need to go over? Other than you just being a fan of him,
Just
why does
because
John need to win?
I think that having John win and ride off into the sunset is the ultimate superhero, just grand finale on the GOAT's career. You think of some of the greatest of all time, and Peyton Manning did it. Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl and he retired. So I'm just saying it's nice when the true GOATs of their respected sport actually go out on top. And in the world of professional wrestling, there have been some big names that have done this, one being The Undertaker. The Undertaker didn't go out on his back. The Undertaker.
Not originally. That's because Vince kept pushing him to come back over and over and over again after Taker tried to retire like
I'm
3
just
times.
saying, though, The Undertaker went out on a dub. So why not have John Cena go out on a dub? And plus, we already had somebody who was going out on their back in their final match at Saturday night's main event in the same year, and that's Goldberg. So you can't do it twice in the same year.
You can do it twice in the same year, and you can do it with the same guy that retired Goldberg, and make Gunther this destroyer who starts collecting careers like Infinity Stones as Thanos.
I don't know, man. I don't think
he took out Goldberg.
Gunther's not that guy, though. He's not that guy.
He will be after he taps out John Cena in his final match. He takes out John Cena. He takes out AJ Styles at WrestleMania. He takes out Brock Lesnar in Minneapolis next year at SummerSlam. It fits perfectly.
There's one more name that you're missing that would actually, if they did do that, he has to beat this guy to end his career. And I'm talking about Randy Orton.
I agree, but I don't think Orton is at the end of his. I think he's got some years left. I'm
just saying, if they're gonna do this Legend Killer 2.0 with Gunther, he's got to kill the OG Legend Killer.
Yeah,
he's got to do it.
And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna give her full credit here because she is the one that came up with it. So earlier I was doing a live, and Wheezy Blonde was in my live, and we were talking about this Gunther collecting careers gimmick, and I brought up the idea of Gunther. I know you would absolutely despise it. The idea of Gunther tapping out John Cena, not choking him out, tapping him out.
Can't stand it. Don't want it.
And she came up with the idea for Gunther that they could use as merch and flip the script, and it goes from after WrestleMania where it's you tapped out to I tapped out Cena. Put that on a t-shirt.
I mean, you know me, I'm all about marketing, doing activities with John Cena. I actually have that on some WellsMania merch. So I mean, it's not a bad idea, but if you're gonna have Gunther end John Cena's career, then he needs to end all those other guys' career as well.
I agree.
If you're gonna do this, you gotta commit. You gotta commit to the bit. You can't half-ass it in 2026 because we all see what happens when you half-ass something in 2025, DJ. So if you're going to strap the rocket and not only send Gunther to the moon, it sounds like Gunther is going to be sent to Mars. So I'm just saying, if John Cena does go out on his back, it better fucking be worth it in 2026 if Gunther is the one to retire John, because they might lose me, fellas. They might lose me. I mean, John Cena has been the man for the past 2 decades.
You'll survive.
And maybe it's just me still trying to mentally prepare for John's final match, and I'm just really having a hard time doing that. But yeah, we'll see. But something else happened at Crown Jewel, and this will actually segue us into another hot topic going on in pro wrestling. and that is Shane McMahon versus Cody Rhodes. I'm sorry,
Shane McMahon.
Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. I don't know. I don't know why I said Shane McMahon.
Apparently, Shane McMahon is back on the active roster page. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not.
I have not seen this.
I have no idea why the hell Shane McMahon's name just came to my mind. Okay, so yes, Payton, I have seen other content creators put out there that Shane McMahon is on the active WWE roster.
Put him in the Saudi Rumble. Let's go.
Might as well. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes.
Yes, that actually did happen Saturday.
Yeah, that match happened. Shane McMahon versus Cody Rhodes has yet to happen. Never say never.
He could be the last opponent.
Very well could be. How about that? John Cena versus Shane McMahon. Here comes the money. Why not? But yeah, Seth Rollins got air quotes here. He got injured doing the coast to coast headbutt on Cody Rhodes. Now, if you go back,
that was such a dumb spot.
Very dumb spot, because if you go back and watch it, you can definitely see Seth Rollins injuring his left arm.
What was the optimal? You guys have both wrestled. You both been in the ring. What was the optimal landing of that?
Well, for one, I can tell you why they did it that way and not a typical coast to coast, is because Rollins didn't want to risk hurting his already injured back by doing.
So he's going to create a new injury. Got it.
Yeah, and that's which my argument would be, well, if you then just don't do a coast to coast.
Yeah, that match did not need a coast to coast.
No. It was an awesome spot. I thought in the moment it was sick because it's never been done. I've never seen anyone do a coast to coast like that. So it was very, very cool.
There's a reason for that.
But
I guess he was hoping that he was going to hit his chest and he was going to take like a face first bump.
I think in the thought process would be, I think the thought process would be, well, it would be like taking any other diving headbutt, that anyone else has done. And then he overshot it. Or another thing you got to remember too is, unlike other diving headbutts, you're jumping on the edge of the ring still, so it's going to be a much harder landing than diving out into the middle of the ring.
Greatest diving headbutt of all time, Chris Benoit. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna give you somebody else because
who you got?
I think you were setting me up for. I was gonna say like Bam Bam Bigelow or somebody.
That's a great answer. It's a great answer.
But no, I think the reason they did that one is I think Rollins wanted to avoid landing on his back because of his history with back injuries, which is why they did the spot. But now here's the question. Let's just jump right into it. Was what happened on Raw, we 100%. All saw it, was it a pivot or was it always the plan?
100% pivot.
Well, both. It was both. It was always the plan, but not this soon. So that's where the pivot came in, because we all know that eventually, sooner rather than later, the vision would implode and Braun Breaker would get too big for the stable and he'd want to branch off and be his own superstar. We are now getting that fast forward. And so, yeah, I think that it was always part of the plan, but it does kind of feel like Seth Rollins' injury might just be legit. We're still waiting exact confirmation. I know the dirt sheets have just been absolutely running wild, saying that he's going to have shoulder surgery and he's going to be out for a while. And we were supposed to get Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. And so if they're already scrapping that, it sounds like Seth Rollins potentially could be out for quite some time. But then again, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is professional wrestling. These are freaks of nature. Seth Rollins might be back sooner than we expect, or he could be human after all. It'd be out for a long amount of recovery time. But yeah, to answer your question, Payton, I think it's a little bit of both.
I guess I like at the end of the day, I would say I really don't care if it's a pivot or not. I think in this day and age, we've been swerved so many times by things that we don't know if it's real. We think it's real and it ends up not being real. Sometimes they do things that are real, but then internally they still use that real stuff into a storyline to make us think that we're right. For instance, the whole AJ Styles match at Crown Jewel, it was pretty much guaranteed that that match was always planned for Crown Jewel, but they wanted it to look like the people's voice was heard, and we got what we wanted, even though it was the plan the whole time.
Sure.
So, I think it could have always been the plan. It could be a pivot, but if what one way or the other, I thought it was great. I thought it was a fantastic swerve, because nobody expected it to go down that early.
Yeah, it would, and also we are on the path and the road to war games. And I mean, I thought it was always kind of the idea that the vision with Brock Lesnar and one other guy was going to be one team in war games versus an all-star team of, Cena and Punk and Roman Reigns. But I mean, after Crown Jewel and then after Monday Night Raw, who the hell knows what the hell we're going to be getting
Well,
at War Games.
I think it's safe to assume that War Games is going to be the Wyatts versus MFTs.
And to me, that is not a War Games match. Make it Survivor Series. I'm not going to get excited for a War Games match involving MFT, bunch of Danhausen looking boys out here with their face paint going up against the Wyatt Six. That does not do anything for me in the main event at War Games. Does that do anything for either of you?
I don't necessarily know it's going to be the main event.
I don't think it would.
How do you not have War Games be the main event of War Games?
You fucking have a match run after it? Like, it's not that hard, bud.
It's the
it's
same.
not that hard. Like, you can build a card however you want. You don't have to end the show with any certain match.
I mean,
I guess,
there's been times where the Royal Rumble hasn't main evented the Rumble.
True.
Or Elimination Chamber hasn't main evented Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, you're right. Those are good points.
I think that it doesn't have to be the main event of the show. And like, I get it. You want this superstar all-star lineup in War Games, but I'm also not really opposed to using that match to help build up two rising factions on the show to make them more main event level.
Yeah, I mean,
and the thought of the Wyatts in War Games is a cool thought. Like, what would their gear look like? Would it be 4-on-4, or would the Wyatts find a fifth?
Yeah, I mean, War Games is cool, but it's just to me it feels like a lackluster War Games match when you have the alternative. I'm just saying, but now the alternative doesn't seem to be going down that route because Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed have turned on Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns lost his match because of Jey Uso. So now Roman,
we're not seeing him till Christmas. He said,
yeah, Roman doesn't want to see the Usos till Christmas. And Jared, that's how you know it's real, man. If you have a family member that tells you they don't want to see you until Christmas, that's real.
He's skipping Thanksgiving. He's so pissed off. He's like, no turkey. No turkey's going to be had.
Yeah.
You bring me some gifts and acknowledge your tribal chief, and then we can hang out again.
But I am looking forward to the build to Survivor Series because it is very unpredictable now. I mean, who knows what we're going to get? And before we even get there, we've got Saturday night's main event on November 1st in Salt Lake City, Utah, which CM Punk is on the poster. CM Punk is scheduled to have a World Heavyweight Championship match against Seth Rollins. That has yet to be, that's still the projected match for Saturday night's main event. But as we all know, in the world of pro wrestling, card always subject to change. So I'm going to ask you guys, this Friday, Tokyo, we're getting the WWE Super Show. One thing for that is Seth Rollins has been pulled. Originally, we were supposed to get CM Punk versus Seth Rollins this Friday in Japan, but that match got pulled. We're now getting CM Punk versus the Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dom. So, is this Seth Rollins injury legit? Are they taking a little precaution here? Because this isn't the first time this year that we've been duped by a Seth Rollins injury, which I wasn't duped. I said it was not real all along. But then again, that's if you pull a King Coley and you don't pay attention to who WellsMania is, then I get your shock factor. But
I think
yeah,
they're going to use
Payton.
that. I think they're going to play into that. And I think Punk is going to play into that in the build up to Saturday night's main event. I think Punk is going to cut promos being like, no, I'm not getting fooled by this shit again. Like, you faked an injury last time and you screwed me out of the world title. I'm not buying it. Like,
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I think that the wondering if he's really injured is going to play a part in the build up to Saturday night's main event.
And I think that's a perfect build because, yeah, I mean, Punk is not dumb. Punk's been screwed over before. I mean, hell, he was the world heavyweight champion for what? Like
5 minutes.
Was it 5 minutes?
It was 5 minutes at SummerSlam.
So if by chance, let's do a little fantasy booking here with some reality sprinkled on top. If Seth Rollins does have to vacate the world heavyweight title and it's CM Punk versus who at Saturday night's main event for the vacated world heavyweight title, is that the route that we would go?
Yes.
If it's all going to depend on how Seth's tests go next week. He's waiting until he comes back here to America. I don't know if he's made it back yet or not. But he is he's going to get checked out, by all the doctors and all that, and then they'll make the decision. They could, like they did on Monday, clear him for some physicality. Say, hey, you're going to have to, you're only going to have one arm, but you can go out and do a quick match, eat a GTS, get pinned, kind of wrap up the Punk storyline with Seth. He goes off and gets surgery if he needs or whatever, takes his time off, and then can come back and deal with the Vision at that point. If he is going to not, I think they'll have it where Pierce said that due to everything that's happened recently and because of his big win at Crown Jewel, Punk is the number one contender. The next contender would be Bronson Reed. And you'd get Punk, Bronson Reed for the vacant title at Saturday night's main event.
Okay. I mean, that would be a big opportunity for Bronson Reed to get the world heavyweight title, which also might cause a little rift between him and Braun Breaker, because I think Braun Breaker probably feels like he deserves that spot over Bronson Reed. What do you think, Payton?
I got an out of left field fantasy booking for you. That I think
Shane McMahon.
Yes. Torn quad and all. No. The match at Saturday night's main event, if Seth cannot go, I think is going to be CM Punk versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
And they've been building that tension for a while. LA Knight can claim, I've never lost to Rollins. LA Knight is also not the one who got pinned in that triple threat match. And if that goes down, I think everybody's finally going to get the moment that they've always been talking about, that they've always wanted, but it ain't going to happen the way you thought you were going to get it. I think LA Knight goes heel and replaces Seth Rollins as the new head of the Vision.
Damn.
At Saturday night's main event.
That is some left field booking right there. I didn't even cross my mind for LA Knight to turn heel and join the Vision and be the new leader. But I'm for it. I am absolutely for that, because I feel like LA Knight's time, unfortunately, is running out in the main event picture. I mean, the dude just has not been given what we've all been wanting for him to be given. He's got an opportunity here if Rollins does vacate the world heavyweight title. And nothing against CM Punk. CM Punk got his moment at SummerSlam. I know it was only for 5 minutes, but give the title to LA Knight. Yeah. And just watch how over LA's already over, but watch how over LA Knight as the world heavyweight champion would be. I like that, Payton. As a heel. I like that, Payton. I like that. I think that is I think that's genius. But yeah, we'll find out here, like Jared said, whenever we get confirmation from CM Punk. I mean, we still have a couple of weeks away. We are a couple of weeks away from Saturday night's main event in Salt Lake City, Utah.
But piggybacking off Payton's original idea, I don't think they should. I mean, they're going to have to talk about it on Raw, but we should get no update on Seth this week. I might even not give an update till the following week. And you have to tune in the Peacock on November 1st to see, like, is Rollins going to show up for the match or not? And their whatever steps to meet. But now, obviously, if he has to have surgery and they scheduled before then, he can get through a quick match. I would just be like, I do the whole thing where Punk's like, I don't believe any of this. This is all a Heyman set up. Not falling for this again. And then Pierce is like, he's really hurt and be like, you told me that before. Not buying it.
Yeah.
He's got to come to the ring in Salt Lake City November 1st. And then that's when you do your quick match and Seth can then come out in a sling or whatever.
Definitely a lot of interesting things going on right now. For everybody who was bitching and complaining literally just a week ago, I have not been hearing a lot of people bitching and complaining with the Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed turn on Seth Rollins. So this just goes to show you, be patient and enjoy the product. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. But something earlier today happened, fellas, involving over 60,000 people. Yeah, pre-sale tickets for the final match of John Cena's career, Saturday night's main event in Washington, D.C. Pre-sale tickets for that match went on sale earlier today, and over 60,000 people virtually were in the queue, standing in line for a crack at history. I was not one of them because I was working, so I did not stop working to get in the queue line with the other 999,000 people. Did either of you get curious and jump in queue to see what tickets would be available when you finally got your turn?
I did jump on there, and when I saw that there was 50,000 people ahead of me, I said, no, I'm good, and then just backed out.
Yeah.
No, I knew I wouldn't be able to travel to Washington, so I didn't even look. I looked at different sites I follow. I was like, I wanted to see what tickets were going for. I was interested in that. I was interested in that aspect, but I didn't jump in the queue or anything.
I'm at the point where if I somehow, some way am able to go to Washington, D.C., I don't care where my seat is. As long as I'm in the building, I wouldn't care if I was sitting way up high in the rafters in the Sting section. If I do go, it's going to be interesting to see on Friday. That's when tickets go fully on sale to the public. I will jump in there and just kind of see what is available, because Payton and I, we did talk about potentially traveling to DC and going to John Cena's last match. So I'm not officially ruling it out, but I'm just going to be weighing my options for December 13th, Saturday night's main event, John Cena retirement match. Fellas, I think that's pretty much all that I've got for episode 195 of WellsMania podcast. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. you both are well aware because I've been blowing up your phones since the weekend. WellsMania made a rookie mistake. I did not order the John Cena Farewell Tour Perth t-shirt.
Told you.
When I
Gotta
should
wait
have.
on the free shipping. You
I
never wait.
was.
Never
I
wait,
know.
bro.
I know. That's why it's a rookie mistake. So I missed out on the John Cena Farewell Tour Perth, Australia t-shirt from Crown Jewel because every single person in Australia bought one and wore it to Crown Jewel. It felt like an Indiana Pacers home game over there in Perth, Australia. My goodness, what a sight to see. It was all yellow. I mean, my God. No wonder why I had no chance in hell at getting that shirt. So, fellas, I've already thrown this out there on my TikTok. I've already thrown this out there on my Twitter. I'm going to throw it out here on episode 195 of WellsMania Podcast. If you or someone you know has a John Cena Farewell Tour Perth t-shirt, I will buy it off of them. Now, here's the caveat. I would like to wear the shirt, so if you've got a 2X, that would be incredible. However, beggars can't be choosers. If there's an extra large or a 3X, I'll settle. But fellas, I found out that you're not allowed to ship to the United States on the WWE Euro shop.
Well,
Which,
European. So
yeah, which makes sense. So I came up with this fantasy idea that Canada can receive stuff from the Euro shop. So if anybody out there in Canada is watching right now that wants to help WellsMania out, get a hold of me. And I have reached out to a couple of Canadians that I do know, and I have yet to hear back from them. So either they don't want to help WellsMania out, or they're just, no selling me. But fellas, what a rookie mistake that I made. I still can't believe, because I've bought every single John Cena Farewell Tour t-shirt that's been available on WWEshop.com.
Does the Euro shop ship to Australia?
It does.
Okay, well, why don't you have... I know you've got a couple loyal followers in Australia.
I do. And as a matter of fact, Dylan, who follows you and I, he said that he is on the lookout for anybody that he might know. So maybe I'll send Dylan a message. What the hell is the shipping from Australia to Indiana?
It's whatever it is, it's going to be cheaper than buying one on eBay. So how bad do you want the shirt?
Yeah, because I have got on eBay, and I have seen only two people have been selling their shirt, and they went fast. One guy was selling it for like $180, which is out of your fucking mind. But then again, this is a piece of history here, and these shirts, once they're gone, they're gone. WWE Shop and I've been going back and forth in my DMs. So me and the AI, we've been having a nice conversation in there, and they're very apologetic, and they wish they could do more. But once the shirts sell out, they sell out. So yeah, we'll see. So if anybody out there knows anybody who has a John Cena Farewell Tour Perth, Australia t-shirt, help WellsMania out, because I don't want to look back and be like, damn it, the only shirt that I'm missing is the Perth, Australia shirt. All right.
Because you had to save $6 on shipping.
It was 10, but I get where you're coming from. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of WellsMania Podcast. Be sure to follow Jared, the WWE Human Encyclopedia, on his TikTok, the WWE Human Encyclopedia, and at JC Giles on Twitter. Payton, you like plugging and promoting your socials, so go for it.
Stone Payne Productions on TikTok and X. I'm actually within the week, I'm going to be announcing a fun little Halloween competition for all of my TikTok followers. that will result in a special giveaway. So make sure you go follow and turn the notifications on so you don't miss that. It is going to be fun.
And we will have a special Halloween episode of WellsMania podcast coming up. That's going to do it. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Payton. Be sure to follow me everywhere at WellsMania. Until next episode, take care, stay positive, run wild, and dominate the day.